Hello and welcome to the show. Well, listen, we've got a great show planned for you. I want to welcome you back because this is the beginning of our new season. We've taken time off and we are refreshed. We reset. And so we are just excited. Let me tell you, we're talking about new beginnings. And I tell you, I can't say that enough because it's been about new beginnings this whole year. Listen, I tell people that December is right around the corner. Christmas is almost here. The new year is coming. But while we're in this year, we are celebrating and concentrating on new beginnings. We have a great show planned for you. We have Miss Joy Middleton, and she's coming on, and you're going to learn about this special young lady. I tell you, I am just so excited that she's on the show. So just sit back, relax, and enjoy because it's coming up next.
The Cecil Williams South Carolina Civil Rights Museum is the Palmetto State's first and only museum. It honors a generation of people, black and white, throughout the state of South Carolina who deserve to be remembered for their unselfish commitments and sacrifices. Enjoy an immersive and entertaining virtual tour. For more information, visit www.cecilwilliams.com.
Hello, everybody. It's Finkley of The Michael Finkley Show, and you're watching Gold right now. Why? You're watching The Tammy Show. Stay tuned.
Welcome back to the show. I told you we've got a great show planned for you. This young lady is very special. She is the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Middleton, and they're from Cadova, South Carolina. She went to Edisto High School, studied at Orangeburg Calhoun Technical College while she was in high school. So that was a dual enrollment. She completed and was on the principals and president's list. I tell you, she belongs to numerous organizations, just to name a few: the National Honor Society, the Edisto Cheer Team, the Prom Committee, the HYPE program, and she volunteered in her community by donating blood and helping with the TRMC-MUSC Blood Mobile. Joy Middleton is a hard worker. Let me tell you, she's received a full scholarship from Francis Marion University, and that's where she's going to be studying in the medical field of nursing and earning a Bachelor of Science degree. Well, without further ado, here she is, Joy Middleton. Come on out, Joy.
Hello.
How are you, darling?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Well, listen, one thing I did mention was that you finished in 3 years. And it's kind of controversial, but we're going to talk a little bit about that throughout the show. But first, I want you to kind of tell us, who is Joy Middleton?
Well, Joy Middleton is a young lady who loves to bake and cook. I love to watch anime. I love to play games, but I'm also very serious about the work that I do and the things that I decide to put my time into. And I've always just been motivated to do my best in everything that I do.
Wow. Now, do you have sisters and brothers, Joy?
I have one sister and one brother, and they're both older than me.
So you're the baby.
Yes, I'm the baby. I'm the youngest grandchild.
Oh, wow. Okay. But you know what, Joy? It's great to hear that even though you have put your time into all of your studying that you've been doing and achieving in your academic work, you also take the time out for yourself, and you do the things, as I say, that young people do. What influenced you to get to do that dual enrollment?
Well, actually, my older cousin, I'm gonna say his name because he'll be mad if I don't. My older cousin Jonathan, he went in the I saw how he was able to get his bachelor's in, I believe, 3 years. He didn't have to do all 4 years. So I was like, well, I don't want to have to be in college longer than I have to be because I didn't know I was gonna have a full ride. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna get these credits when I can, and while they're free for me to take them in high school. And then hopefully when I get to college, I could go in as a sophomore.
And that's important. And a lot of young people your age don't really see it like that, and that's a blessing. I know your parents are very proud of you and all that you've accomplished. Talk about about your excitement about entering college. Tell us about that.
It's just over the summer. I like having a break, but then it's like, okay, I need something to do. And even though sometimes during the school year I can get stressed about the work, but I'm just a person that loves to learn. And then I'm also very independent. So I'm excited to go out there, and I'm still call my parents for help, but just to be able to learn and experience the world for myself.
Well, what part of the college experience are you looking forward to?
I'm excited about learning about the things that I want to versus having to go through, K through 12, where it's just like, oh, you need to know this, you need to know this, but sometimes I'm not necessarily interested in it.
And do you think you're ready for this college life now?
I hope I'm ready. I'm trying to prepare myself as much as I can. I watch all the YouTube videos trying to figure out, like, I don't want to be surprised about anything when I get there. I want to know what to expect. But I think I'll be okay when I get there. I think I'm as prepared as I'm going to get.
And what are you expecting? What are your expectations?
I'm hoping that I'll have a good learning environment and it'll stimulate me. It'll be challenging. It won't be too easy, but it won't be too hard at the same time. But I'll also be able to have some fun while I'm there too.
Yeah. That now I will say, make sure you do have a little fun. Now, don't study, or you're gonna study, but at least enjoy your college life. Because when you get
Yes.
out of college, the one thing is you're gonna start having bills. You're gonna, you start in your apartment for a car, insurance, all those types of things. So enjoy it while you have it, because you've got a full ride. And that's wonderful, a full scholarship. So what influenced you to study nursing, Joy?
Well, growing up, I always wanted to be a pediatrician, but recently, I think I just changed it probably this year or later last year. I realized that a pediatric nurse practitioner does the exact same thing that the type of pediatrician that I wanted to do does, but it's a less time consuming route. So I just wanted to be able to have like a family and be able to do that without being too stressed out about my work, because being a doctor is a very stressful job. So
Yeah, it can be. Believe me, it can be. And so, you have thought it through. I mean, you've thought about your future, because I just heard you say you want to have a family.
yes, ma'am.
And that's important to you. And so, in doing that, in choosing the nursing field and being a nurse practitioner, what did you find out about nurse practitioner that really piqued your curiosity?
Well, this summer, actually, I did an internship at the hospital. I was a part of the summer enrichment program. And my first day, I got to shadow a nurse practitioner in the dialysis access unit. And I just love being able to see the autonomy that she had, even though she wasn't a doctor, but she still had patients she had to look after. And I actually got the shadow in the OR, and I saw her, she actually got to close up a surgery. So I was like, oh, wow. I didn't realize that nurse practitioners could do all of this. So if I wanted to, I could as well.
Wow. And so you go that route instead of being the medical doctor. But you never know. You may look at it and say, well, I'll be an NP, because there are some NPs that have become medical doctors after that. Said, oh, I'm just gonna go ahead and get that degree. let's talk about your college choice. Was Francis Marion your first choice?
Well, originally, I growing up, I always wanted to go to University of South Carolina, Columbia, and I
Mm-hmm.
actually went on a trip there with the cheer team. And when I got there, I was like, "Oh wow, it's so big. It's in the middle of the city. It's always busy. It's a lot of people." And I didn't really like that. So then that's when I started to do my research. And Francis Marion actually did become my number one. And at first, I was kind of torn between Francis Marion and USC Aiken, but I went to a college fair, and Francis Marion, I just loved how they presented themselves, and they just easily became like the school I wanted to go to.
Okay, so they were like your number one, your as we say, your number one choice.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
you start school when? When do you start school?
I leave on August 18th, and my classes start August 22nd.
Oh, wow. So have you had your orientation yet? Because that's exciting. Have you been to Francis Marion for orientation?
I went to an earlier orientation because I'm a part of the honors college, so I got to register for my classes a little bit earlier. So yes, ma'am, and I have been on campus 2 times.
Oh, wow. So now listen, you are in the honors college. So that means you're going to stay in the honor dorm. You get all of the amenities that deal with being an honor grad. Congratulations. That is fabulous. So talk about when you found out that you were a part of the honors college. How did that make you feel? Joy, can you hear
You
me?
there? Oh
Yes,
yes,
I'm
ma'am.
here.
It was lagging a little bit for a
Yes.
moment.
How did that make you feel being a part of the honors college? How does that make you feel?
I was actually kind of nervous about it at first because I was always in honors classes in high school, but I didn't know the how much harder or how much more difficult it would be. But I think I'll be okay.
Yeah,
I'll study
yeah,
if I need to.
yeah. You're gonna be fine, and you're looking forward because you got to have those community hours. So you gotta, those hours are gonna count up. That's for any college, having
Mhm.
community hours. Now, I want to ask you something before we go to break. This is important because I always like to find out how people think when they get ready to go to college. What about dorm life? What are you looking forward to in dorm life?
Um, I'm hoping I get a roommate that I like. Right now, they say I don't have a roommate, but it's subject to change. So
Mm,
I'm not sure. I'm not sure because I've heard good things and I've heard bad things. So I'm kind of just
mhm.
going into it, taking it with a grain of salt right now. But I'm hoping for the best.
Oh, it's going to be just fine. Believe me, it's going to be fine. And, of course, I am a member of a sorority. Now, you don't have to tell me if you even thought about it, but have you thought about being a member of a sorority and or some of the other organizations on campus?
Yes, ma'am. I have thought about a sorority. I'm just not sure which one at the moment. And one
Go ahead. I'm sorry, Joy. Go ahead.
one organization that I know I want to join is the Baptist Collegiate Ministry that they have. Just 'cause I see
Okay.
the different activities that they have. And I'll probably join some other ones, but I'm not sure at the moment.
Okay. Now, this is important because I wanted to ask you, you're a member of the Eddie Still cheer team. Are you still going to cheer? Have you thought about that at Francis Marion?
I have definitely thought about it.
Hmm.
And I'm still thinking about if they have more tryouts this fall, I probably will try out. But I did
Great.
want to let myself get adjusted to college first. But next year I'll probably
Hmm.
definitely try out since I'll already be on campus.
That's right. Now, tell me about the HYPE program. What is that? What was the HYPE program that you're a part of? HYPE.
The height program, they just took us, well, they go through South Carolina State University and they took us to different college fairs. They took us on different trips, different events. We would do some fun things as well as do, and we got to tell them places that we might have wanted to go. So that was very exciting and fun for me.
Okay, wonderful. Well, listen, girl, you have really got yourself on the ball. Now we're going to come back. We're going to take a break, Joy, and we're going to come back, and I'm going to ask you about graduation because you were in the paper, and it was about your graduation from Eddie Stowe, and so we're going to talk about that. Okay,
All
we'll
right.
be right back. Okay, we'll be back. Thank you. We'll be right back, folks.
The Orangeburg County Conference Center supports downtown Orangeburg and our surrounding communities. The 6,000 plus square foot space is ideal for groups of up to 400 people attending corporate meetings, conventions, workshops, and special events. Conference Center staff are inspired to ensure that everyone can enjoy the modern amenities. State-of-the-art ballroom that accommodates up to 400 guests banquet style and 430 guests theater style. A warming kitchen with hot boxes, ice machine, refrigerator, freezer, and counter space. A lobby that accommodates 150 guests with special events outdoors. The comfortable outdoor amphitheater has a video wall and seating. Adjacent to the amphitheater is 12,000 plus square feet of green space that extends events outside, plus complimentary on-site event parking and additional parking across the street. Your event can take place all in one spectacular location. We welcome your special event in Orangeburg.
Stay tuned. You are now watching The Tammy Show. This is Roger Gas. Welcome.
Welcome back to the show. If you're just joining us, I am speaking with a very special young lady, Joy Middleton, who's a recent Eddie Stowe High School honor graduate. The thing that strikes me the most about Joy is that she's very passionate about what she's doing. And if you're just joining us, you're going to hear the passion in her voice as well, and how she has attained graduating 3 years early from her high school. Now, Joy, welcome back to the show. You know, we've been talking about you and what you like and all the things that have to do with your college moving forward. I want to kind of take you back a little bit because reading about you, you graduated 3 years early, but you were ranked second in your class. However, you were not recognized at your high school for your GPA, for being valedictorian or salutatorian. And I want to find out, how did that make you feel?
I was actually very disappointed. When I first decided to graduate early, I was already number 4 in the class that I was in, but I wasn't expecting to get salutatorian or valedictorian. Now, I liked it. I would have liked to have the title, but I accepted the fact that I probably wouldn't be able to get it because that's very competitive, and I was not expecting to get it. So when I did go up a grade and they put me in there and my rank slightly increased, I was like, okay, well, and they didn't tell me I wasn't going to be recognized for anything. They didn't recognize me. I didn't even get to sit on the stage as 3rd or 4th. They had a whole program with the top 10% and they did not tell me anything about it. But I was very disappointed, but my family made sure that I felt very loved. So I was okay throughout the whole process.
Yeah, and listen, you going on to college, you know, where some of them worked for 4 years. You worked for 3 hard years and finished, and you have that, and plus you're going to be in the honors college at Francis Marion. Talk about your perspective on graduating early. Did that change your mind about graduating early? Do you regret it, or are you glad that you did graduate early?
Originally, I did not want to graduate early, but just with my circumstances, I just figured, well, I might as well go ahead and graduate early. But I do not regret graduating early because at the end of the day, I feel like this is how God had it set up for me. Because if I did stay back a year, then I might not have gotten this full scholarship and I might have been struggling for some reason. I just don't know what could have happened if I did stay back instead of following my heart and my mind when I decided to graduate early.
Wow, you said something important. God had a plan. And so that plan is what you are on now. And I know you're going to do fabulous. Let's talk about your goals, Joy. What goals would you like to accomplish by the time you do graduate from Francis Marion?
Well, I know nursing school is going to be hard, so I'm hoping I can still graduate like with top honors, Madam Cum Laude, Sum Cum Laude, one of those, please, hopefully.
Come on, girl.
And I just want to make sure that I don't put too much stress on myself while I'm in college because I've been known to do that just in high school, in middle school. I'll stress myself out. I'll cry if I don't get the grade that I want. But I'm trying to work on that and just make sure that I can do my work, get good grades, and still maintain a level of peace with myself and not be disappointed and understand that if I don't get a grade that I like, it's going to be okay because I'll just make sure the next grade is right. So,
Well, I'm here to tell you, don't put so much on yourself because college is different. Take your time, enjoy the experience. You know, freshman year is going to be a little different because you're going to be away from home. And I know this is not your first time being away from home, but you are going to be away from home. So my 2 cents is, mom and dad, is just for you to take that time, relax, find your peace, and enjoy your college experience with studying as well as your friends that you're going to meet, because you're going to meet friends that you're going to have for a lifetime. And that's the one thing I always say about going to college. Your friends are who you have for a lifetime. You know, so enjoy that. And don't be so hard on yourself, Joy, because I kind of think you're real hard on yourself. Now, let's talk about advice, because there may be some senior high school students that are watching the show, because you're going to spread this word and with your friends and all. What advice would you have for senior high school students right now?
don't wait around applying for scholarships. If you go into college, don't wait around applying for scholarships. Make sure your grades are very good, because that doesn't mean stress yourself out. It's okay to be in extracurricular activities. Do everything you want to do in high school. This is your year to do it. If you just been thinking about playing soccer, play soccer. If you're thinking about cheer, then cheer. If you was thinking about volleyball, then do volleyball, because this is your last year to do anything that you want to do in high school. You're not going to have another chance after this. So just make the most of your year, go on the trips, have fun with your friends, and but also make sure you're doing your work as well.
Wow. And what about, as you were leading up to your senior year, there may be some students who are watching. Like, for instance, you just said something important. Don't wait to apply for a scholarship. How about taking those SATs, the SATs and the PSATs? Did you wait long to take those, or did you take those when you were in the 9th grade or 10th grade?
I took the PSAT when I was in 8th grade, since I was in honors classes. And I think that was really helpful because it got me in the setting of this is how it's going to be when I actually take the test. And it gave me an idea of the kind of questions it was going to ask. So if you can take that as soon as possible, I suggest taking the ACT and SAT, because one test might be a better fit. And don't be scared to retake the test as well, because you can always get a better score. You can always study harder if you don't like your first score.
And that's the beauty. That's the beauty of having the sense, like you said, to be able to take those tests early. And how were you as a test taker?
Honestly, I don't think I've ever thought about that. Like, I think I do better on the homework than I do on the test. I've noticed that, like, I second guess myself with tests because I put more pressure on myself. So I always do well, but I can always do better on them because I always miss a question. It's like, oh, I started to put this and this was the right answer, but I put something else. So I just need to learn to go with my first mind.
You are really so special, and I am just so blessed that you were on the show today. This is such an honor for me to have you, a young lady who is just doing it from Cordova, South Carolina. It's just a pleasure to have you on the show. Now, I want you to tell folks, what are those hobbies again? Because you talked about baking. What's your favorite thing to bake?
Well, probably cake. I love making cake and icing cake. And recently I made a red velvet cake and I think it tasted pretty good.
My
So,
favorite, my favorite.
and then I love cooking too. I make a good chicken Alfredo.
Oh,
I'd like to say
wow.
I'm thinking about making that tonight.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'm coming over for dinner. Chicken Alfredo. How about that? Willie says me too. And Felicia, shake her head. Did I see you shake your head, Felicia? Yeah. Wow. That is wonderful. So now, do you do? And besides that, you cheer. And so I know you love to cheer. Now, are you that type that flips and all that stuff too, Joy?
Oh no, I can't do I can do cartwheels and I'm
You
working
just
on
don't
my
know.
round off, but as far as like a lot of flips, I can't do that because I have scoliosis in my back. It's not bad,
Oh
but I'm
yeah.
not allowed to do certain
Mhm.
things. But I do
Right.
the
Right.
regular stomp and shake cheer.
Okay. See, so now that in itself is impressive, and talking, that's inspiring because some young people that may have scoliosis, mild scoliosis, may think that they can't do anything, but you are proven to show that yes, you can, and that hasn't held you back, right?
It never will.
That hey, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Now, Joy, you've given us advice for senior high school students. And I want to ask you, I always ask my everybody that I have on the show, 3 words that describe you.
Definitely intelligent, determined, and perseverance. I would say that. Persevere.
Determined and persevere. Okay. All right. Intelligent, determined, and you persevere through everything. So you don't let anything stop you.
If I want to do something, I'm gonna do it. I'll always find a way if I really want to do something.
Wow,
Mhm.
wow. Well, listen, you go ahead and do you, Joy. I'm telling you, you have been a blessing to me. It has been great talking with you today. Is there any last thing that you'd like to tell our viewers as they are watching and something that they can glean from this interview? What would it be?
Mm. Always put God first and don't let anybody stop you from doing what you want to do because if that's what you want to do and that's what you feel like is good for you, then don't let anyone stop you because not everybody is for you. Some people are going to be against you.
That's right. Wow. You said a word there, so we're going to close out on that, girl. Always put God first. That's wonderful. Well, listen, Joy, thank you so much and congratulations to you and all
Thank
that you're
you.
doing. Tell your mother and father, Mr. and Mrs. Middleton, I said hello and the rest of the family. And may God continue to bless you in all your endeavors. And if there's anything that I can do and the team that we can do here at the Tammy Show, please let us know.
I will. Thank you for having me.
Oh, it's been a pleasure, Joy. You're such a joy. And that's your name, Joy. You brought joy today. So listen, you take care of yourself and God and have a great first semester. I know you're gonna have a great 4 years, but have a great first semester.
Thank you. I will.
Okay. Take care, Joy.
You too.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, listen, you heard it right here. Joy Middleton, I tell you what, special young lady, graduated 3 years early, 3 years early, and dual enrollment and going to Francis Marion University and go become this nurse practitioner. Wow. I tell you what, I'm excited because this was my first show of the season, and just to have an inspiring young lady on this show. So we wish you all the best, Joy. Listen, thank you all for tuning in. As always, next week we've got a great guest for you, and I want to always thank my producers, Alicia, Tiana, Willie, and Felicia, of course. And remember, subscribe to the Tammy TV show. That's the Tammy TV show on YouTube. You can subscribe, and we'll be here every Thursday, 7 p.m. So let's be a blessing to somebody today and every day. Until the next time, take care of yourself. Bye-bye.